Hello everyone and welcome back to Alejandro HD. It's been a while since I've done any sort of review, um, and I was thinking to myself, what could I do a review in? And the first thing that came to my mind was Beastars. Beastars Season 2, that is. I've recently watched Beastars Season 2, it's just came out on Netflix in the UK. I know it's been out for a while in Japan and probably some other countries, but it's the first time it's came out in the UK, so I thought I'd give my take on it. Overall, I thought it was a very, very good anime, as Beastars usually is. It's very plot driven. It's very emotional. A lot of good dialogue there. One thing I really thought fell flat though was the relationship between Legoshi and Haru. There wasn't a lot of um, sort of coming togethers with them. It was very much a few conversations here and there, but it was mainly focused around Legoshi's pursuit and finding the killer of Tem, which I thought was, it was a great sort of closure, sense of closure on that, because we found out, of course, who killed Tem, and I don't want to go into spoilers or anything, but it was a very nice reveal. I thought they handled that really well. Overall, the aesthetic of it was nice. It's very different. I think it's more. I think they put a little bit more money into the whole animation of it. It feels a lot more sort of smoother than it did in the first one. The first series felt a little bit rigid. It felt a little bit like, it's like, when's the next part going to happen? It's a bit slow. Whereas this season was very fast paced, very get to the point. We found a lot of new interesting characters. There was a new goat guy. I can't remember his name for the life of me, but I think it was something Pina. I think his name was Peanut, not Peanut. Pina. I think his name was. Um, he was cool. It was very interesting to see the new sort of, almost sort of Louis in a sense, because of course Louis sort of went off and done his own thing with the Lions, which was a nice little sub sort of story that he went on there. Didn't really see a lot of development with Juno. Juno was just the new, like, oh, she's coming up and she's going to be the next B star, and that was fine. But again, there was not a lot of character development there. It was mainly focused on Legoshi and his training to be able to resist, being able to eat carnivore, being a carnivore, sorry. Um, and it was kind of like the story. It was kind of like the alteration story between Legoshi sort of being very good and very humble and very sort of appreciative of the panda's training. Like, I can't remember his name. Gomi, I think his name is. And then on the flip side, we see uh, Louis or Rui, depending on what you watch, sort of turn into the dark side. Being with the lions and stuff, and there's a lot of good stuff there. So overall, story is solid. The character development's a bit flat. A lot of what's going on, a lot goes on, sort of focuses on Legacy and his sort of struggle with the carnivore side of him. It sort of delves a little bit more into that, which was what we saw in the first season, which was which was quite cool. The animosity between the herbivores and the carnivores are sort of drawn out a bit more in this season. But then we do get to see, like, there was that one episode with the leopard and the lamb, the two girls who go on the shopping spree together, which I thought was a really nice little episode. I mean, it's a bit of a filler episode. There were not a lot happened in the main plot, but it gave us a sort of idea into, like, the lives of the carnivores and herbivores, and it's not just for the likes, as what the leopard thought it was. She thought that a herbivore and a carnivore taking a photo together was just because of popularity, and it wasn't going to be anything more than that. But in actual fact, we found out it was. So that was a nice touch. I'm trying to think if there was anything else worthy of note. We see Legoshi grow as a person a bit more. He's a bit more vocal this season, which I thought was really nice. Like, he's not just this sort of quiet guy who sort of stays in the shadows. He's more sort of real, and he's really trying to get involved with the story. Again, we don't see a lot of Haru, which I was a bit disappointed in. We don't see a lot of, few of the characters we came to sort of really like a lot, like the Jack, the dog, who's his Legoshi's friend, that we see him a little bit, but it's not really as much, as well as some of the any of the enemies to Haru, like the street, the Harlequin rabbits or whatever they're called, or any of those types of people. So we don't see a lot of that. But I think this season was a lot of very like straight to the point. Like, there has to be some sort of resolve to Tem's murder, and a lot of finding themselves, both Legacy and Haru and Louis, which is why I've chosen this photo to be the main talking point. Because we see him all shaved up because he sort of went Buddhist monk on us, and he's really went for the whole aesthetic, like training and having the meet in the room with him, and I really like that. That was a really cool part. So overall, I'd give the second series of Beastars maybe a 7 out of 10, maybe 7 out of 10, because a lot of good things, but also a lot of sort of falls flat a bit. Could have done a bit more, especially with Haru. I thought we could have got a bit more with her. Could have got a little bit more with the other characters. Could have fleshed them out just a little bit more. Overall, though, great story. I've enjoyed it, and I really hope that they make a third series, because I bought the manga. I'm reading it, but it's not the same as it's this anime. So overall, yeah, 7 out of 10 I think is fair. And yeah, and I love the new opening sequence as well. It's different, and I like that a lot. And yeah, and Juno getting to play Adler as well, which I think is a big shock. I thought that was really a really nice touch. Letting somebody like her, being the main character in the play. I thought that was really cool. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this one, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.